I'm Meena Pathak. We are at the gateway of India, where the spice trade actually began. This is Mumbai, formerly known as Bombay, the ideal place to begin the spice trade. It doesn't take me long to feel at home here. Even if these locals mistake me for Kate Winslet. American. Kate, who happens to be staying right across the road at Taj Hotel, is here for filming her latest movie. Spice has had a long history in this part of the world. The trade and their uses have always been fascinating for people. The advantage of experiencing both Eastern and Western cultures during my childhood has given me this lifelong passion and an insight into how these spices are an essential part of life in these countries. At this busy takeaway in downtown Mumbai, where commuters can stop and grab a quick bite on the run, spice is very much on the menu. Despite the busy lives, food is the topic of conversation here. Vada bowls, neatly enclosed in Western-style bun, are maybe the closest thing to junk food you can find. This is a potato fritter, which is made with boiled potatoes and spices, which is put in a bread sandwich. He's adding a few more spices made from chilies, coconut, garlic, ginger, salt, pepper, coriander. He's added bits of that, and he makes that fresh every day. That is what he just said to me. And is this your snack or is this your meal?
It's a snack.
It's a snack. You're going to eat a meal after this?
Yeah.
This is a betel nut leaf, which has been stuffed with supari, which is a betel nut. It's got a mixture of rose essence, and it's got cloves, fennel, and it's a digestive which is normally eaten after eating a heavy meal. The reason she's put this joss stick here is to keep the mosquitoes away. I'm asking her to make me one without tobacco, a special one with syrup in it, because I love coconut and I love a sweet pan. I've also asked her to put very little betel nut in it because I do not want too much betel nut in it. She's put some fennel all over again. And now she's putting a mixture of rose leaves, which have been steeped in syrup, followed by desiccated grated coconut. This is pure silver, edible silver. It is good. No maja. It is excellent. We are the cultural capital of India, Chennai, where cuisine and religious rituals are part of their heritage. But dance is a natural expression of their daily life. The Kalakshetra Dance Academy was founded here in 1936. The aspiring students go through years and years of rigorous training, eventually making them into professional dancers, who then hopefully pass the talent on. Narendram is the dance instructor in the popular Bharatanatyam style of classical Indian dance for final year students at this academy.
ni dha sa re ma pa da re sa re ga sa ga re sa ni da pa ma pa ga sa ni da pa ma ga re sa re sa pa ma dha pa ni da re sa ni da pa ma pa da sa.
India is a nation of vegetarians. There are so many varieties. 70% of this country is vegetarian. You can go through an entire year and have 3 vegetarian meals without actually repeating yourself. And each meal is a 4-course meal. There are so many lentil dishes and so many vegetarian dishes. And the vegetable dishes actually differ from region to region. So the same vegetables might be used, but they're cooked in different ways. This is Chennai's busy wholesale fruit, flower and vegetable market. Local traders have an early start and get here at 4 in the morning to buy the fresh and best produce. The wonderful fragrances of the flower stalls are worth experiencing. India is full of beautiful and sweet-smelling flowers. He's actually made this within 15 minutes, and something like this would cost about 75 rupees here. It's got pink roses and red roses, but of course they could have put yellow roses or whatever is available. Red is the auspicious color in India. It's adorned by the women on their foreheads, in their partings, in their hair, and of course as an offering to the god. The day begins with a visit to the local temple to ask for blessings, not only from the deity, but also from the priest who is considered the deity's direct disciple. Ganesh or Ganpati, the elephant-headed god, is the lord of all good beginnings and the remover of obstacles. I just could not miss this opportunity to pay a visit and receive his blessings, which do not come my way every day. While we are still in Chennai, let's catch a glimpse of the workers at the papadam factory pounding the lentil flour dough. Most papadams eaten the world over have been hand-rolled, then sun-dried and individually inspected before each is fried. Our journey is now bringing us closer to the origins of the spice trade. This is Jewtown, part of Cochin in the Kerala district. Some say it is possible that Jewish folk first came to settle in India during the time of King Solomon. They became traders in teak, ivory and spices. I love taking the opportunity for a relaxed stroll to check out the latest bargains. You never know what you'll find tucked around the corner. How much is that?
1,300.
1,300. Best price.
Old one.
How old is it?
We already used to.
This is one of the most friendly tourist shopping destinations in India.
We make
Lots and lots of gentle haggling with little hassle and loads of antiques.
up.
Now, how much is this one?
This one I will give me actually 950 only. 950
950 rupees?
rupees. Nowadays is the make it that's some more.
That's
Not
too much.
too much. And you want I will give you less price.
Okay.
You don't know.
What is less price?
That is 750.
750 rupees. This is a very, very cute spice box. And all that you do is just close the lid there and you can store the spices in that. That's having all the spices at hand in one go. This is what we would call a tiffin in India. This is where the man of the house would take his meal in for the day, and one of these sections would have a lentil soup, a vegetable curry, your bread, chapatis, yogurt, and pickles. And the way to put it all together is stack them up like that, and just this pushes the lid down and keeps everything in place. This can be then put onto a griddle or a hot coal fire to heat up. For 500 or so years, colorful Kathakali dance troupes like this one have interpreted stories from the two ancient epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. Extremely colorful dyes and pastes are used for makeup to enhance the dramatic flavor of the story. I am told that most of these products are homemade and completely natural. Seemingly never-ending performances are a combination of difficult yogic poses and traditional eye and hand gestures. There's plenty of time to slip outside into the cool evening to catch a glimpse of the artists putting on their makeup. Tirelessly, night after night, these performers help each other into costume, while the sun sets in the nearby fishing village. The nasty old witch in the form of a young beauty is about to lure the handsome prince. We are in the heart of the spice region of India. This is a fairly bustling town. Spices are delivered to shops like these, where housewives would actually go and buy them by the kilo for their domestic needs. They would buy them I say by the kilo because they're used in very small quantities, and spices lose their flavor, their aroma, their color. So they would come here. The gentleman here would weigh it out by the kilo or by the pound, and he would pack it up in little bags. They would take it back home and put them in the little spice tins after that, with a whole host of other powders which are used in curries, which can be amounting from anything up to 12 to 15 different powders and spices. And a combination of these are used every day. Here we are going to just see a few of the spices that have been delivered this morning. This is the black mustard seeds. This is one spice which actually gets your taste buds going. It opens up the taste buds so that you can experience the host of flavors that are available within India. These are dried red chilies. These have been dried in the fields. They were green to start off with, and then they've been sun-dried on open nets. Here we've got the most wonderful spice that India actually produces. It's not hot. It's coriander. It's used in its entirety in the country. This is the seed that we are seeing here. This is then grown into coriander leaf, which is made into chutneys, used as a garnish, used as a paste in certain curries. This not only acts as a natural thickener, but has a lovely, lovely, sweet, earthy taste to curries. It's brown, it's used in the powdered form. It's also used roasted for garnish. It's my favorite spice, definitely. This is fenugreek. It's quite a bitter spice, but used in very minute quantities. It's bitter, and it's also got a lot of herbal properties. It's used as a digestive. In fact, if infused overnight in warm water and a few seeds and the water are swallowed the next morning, it keeps your system in balance. And it's used in, again, as I said, in very, very minute quantities because of the highly bitter flavor. But it's a very, very important spice in pickles, in curries, in South Indian curries especially, used a lot in the powdered form as well as the seeds. This is fennel. This is the sweetest of spices that India produces. It's used in its powdered form in curries, also used whole in East Indian cooking, with a blend of fenugreek there and the mustard seeds that we saw before. Again, it's used, it's eaten after a meal in that raw form or slightly lightly roasted form as a mouth freshener. Again, it aids in digestion. It's a spice, or I would rather actually call it a herb, because it's so sweet and it's got a very delicate flavor. So used in very large quantities, it can actually spoil the color and flavor of the dish. But if used towards the end of the cooking, it just lifts the flavor of the complete dish and gives it a wonderful, wonderful aroma. Coastal district of Kerala, we climb into the mountains heading for Kumili, where spices are actually grown. Situated in the Western Ghats, Periyar National Park is an ideal place to get away from the rigors of Indian travel and experience the serenity of a boat cruise, although with other tourists. Regardless of whether the resident tigers show themselves, an occasional glimpse of a waterbird and the magical light on the lake make the side trip worthwhile. At 3,000 feet above sea level, the cool mountain climate is ideal for growing tea, cardamom, and black pepper. Plantations such as this are typical of the mountain region. With a total area of approximately 500 hectares, production can reach amazing figures like 40,000 kilos of pepper and 30,000 kilos of cardamom per year.
We have Guatemalan cardamom coming in.
Sunil, the manager of this large plantation, kindly shows me around.
The yields are much better than
But it's still quite
ours.
an expensive commodity, isn't it?
It is still, yes.
Not easy, sort of, everyone can't afford it.
That's true. Now, for example, this year, average prices are around about 450 to 460 rupees.
We've seen different varieties of green cardamom.
Yes.
What's, the smaller variety? Is that a different bush, or is it on
No,
this?
it's actually...
Or is it picked at a different time?
It's nothing like that. Now, when you have in a cardamom field, for example, you can see for yourself the size of this crop and the crop in that is different. So actually what happens is that we have meshes which we sieve the cardamom through. So depending on the size,
them.
yes,
So you're grading them.
yes,
You're grading it from the same sort of plant?
From the
plant,
same plants,
you'll get different sizes.
Yes.
And that is because, are they mature enough to be picked, or you just pick them all in one go?
No, they will all be mature enough to be picked, but even an older panicle will have smaller sized capsules. A fresh panicle will have larger sized capsules. So in one cardamom plant itself, you can get about 3 or 4 different sizes.
These cardamoms have been dried in these traditional cane trays, sun-dried. And what I'm doing here is actually grading them now. Some of these cardamoms have opened up while the drying process has taken place. They've got blemishes. What I'm basically doing is sorting out the closed ones, because the closed ones retain the aroma and the flavor. The open ones actually go in to make the powders. The best way to use them is bruise them slightly, crack them open, take the seeds out, coarsely grind them, and then add them to your curries or your rice dishes and Indian desserts. And of course, Indians are very religious, so they infuse these seeds in the milk offering that they offer to the gods. And what it does is raise the spiritual levels in the people. This is a lush peppercorn vine, and this is the way it grows. The bush goes up to 40 feet. The higher it grows after that, it doesn't bear very good fruit. And it's hand-picked, where these berries are then sun-dried, and that's when they turn black. They're picked green, and they are then put on wire meshes or on the ground in a single layer, where they gradually turn black over a period of 10 or 12 days in the blazing hot sun. The spice trail continues through the 350 square kilometers of the backwaters, as they are called in Kerala.
We are in one of the canals of Lake Vembanad, very close to
How long is this?
Kottayam.
How long is the canal?
I really don't know. Must be a few, at least.
There goes the bridge.
I think it could just stretch up to say about 30-40 kilometers down before we, come up to the entrance of the lake. But right now we're really into these old causeways, the old trade routes, where people used to, go up and down in boats and, sell their wares.
Indian cooking is an art. It's an art of combining spices together. Some of the curries have very few spices. Some can have anything up to about 20 different spices. This particular one has only about 6 or 7 spices, and it's this combination in the right proportions that actually gives a dish the final flavor. This is ananas jhinga, a South Indian shrimp curry with pineapple and coconut milk. I started by heating the vegetable oil in a wok. Pop in some mustard seeds, followed by cumin seeds. And as they fry, add the curry leaves, which are a very important ingredient in South Indian curries. Diced shallots or red onions are then sauteed until lightly brown. Then add the large prawns or shrimps. The next few steps are very, very quick, because the shrimps cook very quickly. And all the powdered ingredients go in. That's the coriander powder, a little bit of the turmeric powder, dried mango powder known as amchur, the garlic, the grated ginger, and then just give it a quick stir. We're going to add the coconut milk. That should thicken this curry a little bit. And as soon as it starts to simmer, I'm going to add the pineapple in. I'm adding a few of the pineapple pieces in. I'm adding the green chilies last. I'm going to just add a few of the sliced onions, then just enough salt. And as soon as that simmers, I'm going to garnish it with coriander leaves. This is one of my favorite ingredients, and it gives the dish that little bit of flavor and of course a lot of aroma, and just finishes it off beautifully. This is then ready to serve with rice or a South Indian bread called appams or dosas. Come and taste this and tell me, what do you think of this?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Back in Cochin, the black gold of Kerala, pepper, is being cleaned and graded, ready for export. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of Mumbai, we have the most important ingredient of Indian curries, coriander, being roasted and packaged for shipment. India is a country of vast contrasts. As we come to the end of our journey, the spices have begun their voyages to lands far beyond.